Well, we are getting all of the cards revealed for the mini set, Return to Naxx, and we have more cards to look at. So let's take a look here at Shaman and Rogue cards. This should be really interesting because I think these two have been a little popular. So let's take a look at these cards here. First up, Shaman. We have an Elemental Murloc, a 3 mana, 2/3 Frostfin Chomper. It's a battle cry. If you played an Elemental last turn, summon 3/1/1 Murlocs. Wow. So really kind of playing in on that Elemental and Murloc synergy. Pretty interesting. And, also 3 mana for, what is that? 5/6 worth of stats split across multiple bodies. Pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely reminds me of a more aggressive style deck. So I think this could be interesting. It might not be used now. People might try to play an Evolved Shaman, but I do kind of wonder if there will be some sort of aggressive Elemental or Murloc Shaman after rotation in April. Blazing Transmutation, a 1 mana fire spell. It says choose a minion, discover one that costs 1 more to transform it into. So yeah, still playing into that kind of evolve and transforming effect. Kind of interesting too, because this one is really flexible in terms of it's not specifically just a friendly minion or an enemy minion. You can choose whichever, and you actually get to discover one. So that's not something we've seen before. Usually it's just evolve into something random or just transform it into something that costs 1 more. But the option to be able to discover is definitely going to be huge. I think if you're looking for that type of effect, the ability to actually pick what you get, huge, huge, huge. This will definitely be seeing play in Evolved Shaman, probably almost like immediately after the mini set comes out, I would suspect. Choosing what to evolve your null into so that you don't get another null, pretty good. And the last Shaman card is Cold Storage, another 1 mana spell, frost spell. Freeze a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. Wow, this one pretty cool as well. Again, flexible with what minion you get to choose. Could be your minion, could be an enemy minion. So if you just want to use it for the freeze, maybe you don't care necessarily about getting a copy to your hand, but if you do want a copy, then this seems pretty good. Again, really cheap, 1 mana, and interestingly, the last 2 spells now, Frost and a Fire, could potentially work with some other synergies. So utilizing that spell school synergy for something potentially could see play. I'm not really sure how this one fits in right now to the decks that are currently being played, but maybe there is something that this wants to utilize after rotation. And looking at Rogue cards, we have Ransack. Of course, Rogue has to have a 0 mana spell. It's just, you gotta have it in there. Ransack, 0 mana, deal 1 damage to a minion. If you've played a card from another class this turn, deal 4 instead. This seems incredibly powerful. It's pretty easy for Rogue to actually get a card from another class. Like, this one is not requiring it to be a spell or a minion. Usually those are like spells from another class, but this is just another card. So incredibly flexible there. And again, 0 mana seems to be incredibly powerful for Rogue, especially being able to use this and utilize something to create another copy of this. This seems actually very, very good, and the 4 damage seems incredible. A lot of spells that you want to use to kill minions sometimes only have 3 damage, but this has 4 that you can target. You cannot go face with this. It does specify dealing damage to a minion, so it is, minion targeting, but still seems pretty solid. And again, after rotation in April-ish, once we get to only about 3 sets instead of 6, I could definitely see this seeing quite a bit of play as well. And then we have Stitched Creation. This is a 3 mana 1/1 undead with a combo gain +2/+2. So if you play it as a combo card, it's going to be a 3/3. Then if you have Infuse 2, you gain +3/+3. And Mana Thirst 8, gain +4/+4. Now, this is really interesting. I don't think we've seen a card that really utilizes so many different keywords all at once. And the thing that I kind of like about this is that you can kind of pick and choose where maybe you just need to play this as a 4/4 body. You've had it infused, but maybe you're just playing it on curve. And you do have that infuse effect, so at least you get a 4/4 for that 3 mana, and you don't have to play another card with it, so it's not purely just a combo card. That 8 for the Mana Thirst does seem a little heavy, but if you can somehow play this late game and combo all of this together and get a +9/+9, that is a 3 mana 10/10. Now, it does require those combos. You'll have to play something first, but that seems pretty flexible. I'm not sure if Rogue wants to play this. The one downside, I think, for Rogue wanting to play this at the moment is that it doesn't impact the board immediately in terms of it doesn't have Rush or a Taunt. And I don't think Rogue really utilizes the undead effect as much as some other classes. So this might, again, be something that maybe we get to see played in the future with Rogue. I'm not really sure if this is something that Rogue wants right now. And last up, we have Jolly Roger, a 1 mana 1/3 undead pirate. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 undead pirate. Yeah, seems pretty solid. We really kind of haven't seen Pirate Rogue be around in the meta for a little while, at least not for standard. Again, like the 1 mana 1/3 stat line is somewhat popular of a stat line and has typically been pretty solid of a stat line. The effect of after your hero attacks, we did see some cards revealed very similar to this for Warrior, and I feel like this kind of utilizes that effect pretty decently as well. In a lot of cases, Rogue is just kind of getting some stuff out on the board, creating like a lot of value with what it's doing, right? Multiple bodies, or dealing damage and getting bodies, whatever it is, all at the same time. It usually is doing a little bit more value than just one-for-one things with its cards. Well, what did you think of these Shaman and Rogue cards? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking this video out. And if you haven't seen my other videos on the rest of the mini set cards, go ahead and check out this video next.